What's poppin', y'all? Aiden Ross has had a shaky relationship as of the past couple of weeks when it comes to the CEO of both Kick and the former company that he used to work with where he's changed sponsors. That was, he switched up from Stake to Rain. And in that process, he's still streaming on Kick, but there was some friction between him and the owner, Eddie. And Aiden's event, Brand Risk, the reason why he's able to put on the event, why he's able to throw so much money on it, is because of the sponsor. So the sponsor, they throw a ton of bread, they get a bunch of views, people find out about the platform, and then they go on there and they throw their money away because just the views on it is not going to hit. So Aiden Ross, when he was doing the press conference for the most recent Brand Risk event, he felt like he wasn't getting the normal amount of love that he would usually get from Kick. And I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
How can I watch? It'll be here on Kick. But I ain't gonna lie, chat. They might have capped my viewers. We might have to go to Twitch. I had 20,000 viewers, chat, for like the longest time, and I've never had that many. Hey, I don't know, chat. Someone might be with it. Now they see Rainbat with this. Now I don't know. Some weird. So I really might have to do Twitch, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna give them like a day to fix this. Give me their word. If not, I'm probably gonna go to Twitch and do this. Just being honest. Because they're not gonna front page me like they always do. And at the end of the day, it's like, bro, do they want to push me as the creator, or do they only want to not push me because of the casino? It's like, make up your mind. Are you team Kick or are you team Stake? So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. And it goes to all my other friends. The other day, guys, SB came in this. We made Kick what it is, and so did my community. So that's it. So that's it. Twitch is ass. Well, I don't want to do it. You guys know I love Kick. I'm team Kick, but y'all know it's wrong, bro. Y'all know it's stupid. Y'all know it's wrong. So we'll see. I hope that they can fix it. They should be able to fix it. But yeah, I'm very big in conspiracies. You call me crazy, but I don't care. But yeah, we gotta figure this out. Twitch or Kick? What do y'all? Bro. To be fair, I feel like for Kick, it's better. Kick is better. I think Kick is better. I think that, guys, Twitch isn't even an option. I just want to obviously make sure that, I don't know. I just want the same treatment. I want the same treatment. You know what I mean? Because that's what I was promised, chat. So that's really what it is. But I know you guys love Kick, so we'll try to power through it. I do too. But yeah, gotta figure that shit out. Do both, multi-stream. Yeah, but if I multi-stream, there's certain things that I'm not gonna get, and I don't want it to with that. It's like once I do that, it's done, if that makes sense. That's what I was told. So I want to make sure that everything is mucho gusto. Or muy bien, my fault. I never seen the views at 20K. The lowest I saw was so chat, the viewers weren't at 20. I don't fucking know.
37.
37. Figure it out, bro. We'll figure it out.
So off rip, I thought, and some other people thought, like, man, they just turned off the bots. What do you mean you're only getting 27 or 37K viewers? And I will say, for a press conference, it makes sense to get less than usual, but less than 50K for Aiden Ross for a press conference for one of his events is a little bit surprising. And part of the reason for that is because this event is big Twitch streamers communities facing each other. Like, for example, DDG's community, he had a fighter that faced somebody from XQC's. And you had other people, and then you had a really, really big event with this guy Oblivion, who I only know him through Brand Risk. And then Julian Newman, who we all knew from playing against LaMelo Ball and those, like, I think middle school highlights or whatever. And then more recently, he's been quite a mess, but he did put on an outstanding performance. I'm going to talk about the fights and the event later on in the video. Well, one thing that I was a little bit unsure of was, well, how would Aiden even be able to host this on Twitch? Because isn't the platform that he's using, like the sponsor that he has, banned on Twitch because Twitch does not mess with gambling or does not mess with certain types? Well, what I was able to gather is apparently Aiden Ross's new sponsor, the company that he went with, is allowed on Twitch. And I was a little bit surprised by that. And I can understand why, let's say, Kick CEO Eddie, right? He is also the CEO of Stake, which is the competitor to RainBet. And I think they are bigger or something along those lines. But they are competitors. And, we don't support gambling here at all. We disapprove of that. But if he is the owner of Kick, the streaming platform, why would he put you on the front page when your entire event is sponsored by his competitor? Do you see how you can look at it from Eddie's perspective and be like, hell no, you're never getting front page ever again in life? I think that makes sense. I think that's fair. You're not owed or entitled front page. And Aiden does say like, hey, I'm just trying to make sure that we're getting what was promised to us. So maybe he did have a deal with Eddie where he's like, listen, I'm going to leave the sponsor side of things, but I do have loyalty to Kick because Aiden is still a part owner of Kick. So maybe he does have certain privileges that are included with the shares that he has in Kick as a company, as opposed to if he was just a streamer on there and was sponsored previously by them. So that's another thing that I didn't take into consideration with my first thoughts. So if he's guaranteed something like that, then that's fair. But with Aiden Ross, he ended up having an outstanding numbers. He ended up doing 250K, which was supposed to be a new record. And the main event was outstanding. Like a lot of people felt that Julian Newman was going to lose, but he was just a basketball player. He's coming into boxing. He cooked that dude Oblivion. He cooked him every single round. He didn't knock him out or anything, but he was a heavy underdog, and he ended up winning. And then, of course, a couple of other moments happened, which I may cover in a separate video because I do think it's a very wholesome moment that happened in that event. But I think Aiden Ross killed it here. I think he threw on a great event. I think the concept was great. It's just that I wish Aiden Ross was a little bit more consistent with things, because when he performs and he actually puts on a show and he puts on some effort, and Aiden Ross has got a great team to be able to handle the logistics of all of this stuff, because Aiden Ross he's got the vision, but he does not have the execution for the most part. And can you blame him? Like, this guy's not going to be calling around security and venues and doing all that. That's not the highest leverage thing he can do. But breaking those numbers is a big deal, and his new sponsor is most certainly happy with that. But I would be interested to see if he's able to take it to Twitch, what kind of numbers it would do on there, because I want to see what its potential is. And I do think, now some people will say 250K viewers, man, he turned on the bots, especially if he didn't get front page. I don't know if he got front page. Like, can you guys that are really tapped in and watched the entire stream, let me know if he ever got put on the front page? When he had around 160,000 viewers, I forgot what fight it was. I think it was the fight with... It was one of the fights, but I watched in the middle, and he was not on the front page at that point. Maybe towards the main event, they moved him to the front page. I don't know, but you guys are going to have to let me know if he did get moved to the front page. But even if he didn't, let's just say that he did 250K. How much would he be able to do on Twitch? And the reason why I don't think a lot of that was botted, maybe 10% of it was botted, I don't know. Who knows? I think at least 100,000 of those were real, is because of the word of mouth that's happening. So people are kicking it. They're on these Discord servers. They're on Twitter. And then they're seeing clips being uploaded in real time. And they're like, oh, shoot, this event is right now. Or someone else tells someone else. Word of mouth moves the quickest. So I think a bunch of people funnel into the stream while the event is going on. And that's what would get it to around 200,000. And it's a fighting event. People always want to see a fighting event between like creators, personalities, and it's Aiden Ross. So I definitely think the event got real. I would say at least... 150,000 were real. Do I think that this event had enough hype, even with word of mouth, to surpass some of the biggest events that he's had in the past that had like storylines that were developing weeks at a time and people really anticipating the fights? I don't think so, especially because Aiden Ross hasn't been, well, he has been a little bit consistent in streams where he's had a Young Thug collaboration recently, and he's been getting back into it. But hey, we've seen this story too many times to count. Like Aiden Ross getting back into the game and then getting consistent for a week or two and then just disappearing for another 10 days and then telling his audience like, yo, my bad guys, I'm gonna be back on it this time. And it's just like, it's a type of relationship where he just keeps telling you the same thing again and again, and you just see the cycle and you're like, all right, where are we at in the cycle? Okay, I'll be back when we're at phase 2 or phase 3 of the cycle, when he finally starts streaming again. Or some people just like to complain while he's in the phase of the cycle where he's just apologizing and not hopping on stream. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see you on the next one.